Alright guys, this is hermitat at the Mangus household, well, Kent Mangus household, where we all stay right now during quarantine. So just going to take the lid off here. This is kind of what I use for humidity during the night to keep the humidity in when I turn the light off. As you can see, I have an ocean bubbler here, which is great. It's got a piece of bamboo rope in it, which should not mold, but if it does, of course, we will be washing it weekly. You know, just like we clean out everything else. We've got a shell shop here. These are the larger shells for the larger guys in the tank, which there are a few. We have some moai heads and some moss, of course. That is a buried piece of wood that actually goes into the saltwater pool that they use as a diving board, and then they climb back up on the rope. What you see hanging here with the yellow tie is what we got today from a great Etsy seller. It is hemp. It is for the babies. As you can see, we do have some babies in the tank, and they are babies. They are tiny. Now, of course, this is Hermie. He is my jumbo of the tank. I know it may not look like it, but this one's a junior. He just likes big shells. This is Sydney, sitting in the shell shop. This one right here, I believe, is Philip. And that down there is Gypsum. As you can see, we have a nursery set up. That also came today from a wonderful Etsy seller who custom made it out of a terracotta pot and some shells. We've got moss in it, and it's buried, so that way babies can safely get in and out. So that way they don't have to climb as much, of course, to get to their shells. As you can see, we've got food mixes in here. We've got another moai, and, you know, the typical sponge. You keep that clean and everything, keep humidity in the house if anybody needs to escape from the light for a little bit and burrow a little bit. They also like to burrow. As you can see, there's a hole dug over here. They love to burrow there. As you can see, Gypsum is heading for the food dishes. So here's the view. I know it's kind of dirty, guys. I apologize for that. That's just because of the humidity and the moisture in here. You know, the sand and stuff gets thrown. They like to, well, my big one likes to fling my babies. This one, he's guilty. Hermie. Hermie likes to literally pick up Gypsum like a soccer ball and fling him into the saltwater pool. It's like forced bath time, I guess. As you can see, I'm going to try and get down here without disturbing the crabs too much. We do have some very lovely, basically terrariums with air plants in them, as well as, of course, they have like starfish, things that are edible. We'll have to make a better way for them to get in there because, of course, the little ones are the only ones that are going to fit, and there's no way really for them to get into that right now. I did have the moss, but of course they keep dragging the moss away. So there's the other small hanging terrarium. Of course, that makes the third level. And then for the bigger boys, of course, they like the jute. You know, the jute hanging, that's their deal. But they're bigger, so it makes sense. So, you know, I've got the hammocks for the little ones. Although, you know, with as small as they are, they're not really climbing yet. This one, of course, does. Philip, he's been with us since yesterday morning. So he's one of our more active babies. I know this is cruel, guys, so don't hate me for this, but I'm just going to lift up the coconut and see if we've got anybody in here. No, we do not. Okay. I try not to disturb too many things in here. I'm trying to get some pictures of the other babies. We will see if I can actually find any of the babies that we got today because they are really small. So I wanted to show you guys if I could. I try not to handle them too much, just like suggested. So I'm just going to pick them up quickly, show you that they're in there, and then put them back down. This is one of our babies from today. I'm not sure which one this is. It's either cork, boson, or the other one is Houdini. This looks like it might actually be Houdini. I'm not sure exactly what Houdini is. I'm going to get him up a little closer. But he absolutely loves the attention. He absolutely just loves everything. He's a very... I'm going to put him down, guys. I don't want him to actually fall off of that. I'll put him on one of his baby cubes. Now, these baby cubes are made by another Etsy seller. They came in my baby package, which was awesome. So she made me this. And then 2 of the small little toys that encourage them to go in through the holes and get out the coconut flavored popcorn. And then, you know, what we have over here, food-wise, we've got raisins. This is a mix for the baby. Make sure, you know, the babies, because of course they were shipped. I would not suggest that, but with Corona right now, it's probably the safest method. Okay, making sure we don't have any escapees. Let me go through the food quicker. So lobster and crab shell. I'm actually going to put their lid back on real quick here, guys. And put their light back on while I do the rest of the video. So I apologize for this. I am being careful, I promise you. They are used to me taking the lid on and off just because I've been setting up the crabatat for the last couple days. But, you know, hopefully here, since it's almost 98% done, we will be able to just kind of leave them go. The food's been changed recently, as you can see. I'll go ahead and get a close-up. They have definitely been getting into the lobster and crab shells. What you see in that shell right there is worm casings. And then we've got some potato squash mix in that one right there. So that's what we've got. And the big course is for the biggie boys, you know. So that way they don't fight. And then, of course, over here we've got some fresh fruit. You know, just making sure they all have options. We are growing some chia seed sprouts. I have not seen too many because, of course, as soon as they grow, the crabs eat them, which is wonderful. I usually just sprinkle some seeds when I mist in the morning just to see if we can get a couple sprouts. It doesn't matter if it grows, in my opinion, for a long time or not. So basically, we just kind of do it as need be. You know, like if we think, you know, maybe they need some greens and they're not, you know, playing with the moss as much, then we definitely do grow some chia seeds in there for them. It's a very short germination period. That would be my bird, Nina, laughing at me while I do this video. So anyways, here is the sticker, for you guys, anybody who's interested in, you know, babies. If you want to know where to find babies, if you, want to know where to shop for babies, I mean, they're what I would consider babies. I know they're not Mary Acre babies. But, you know, they are small, so they do still need, you know, small shells. And oh, we had somebody fall. And that happens. You know, they're not, like I said, they're not real adept climbers on that jute ladder, which is, of course, why I've provided them other climbing options that are hopefully a little bit more suitable to them. You know, the hemp is over there, basically, so they have a small one to climb on. But yeah, so this is the baby nursery sticker that we got from the Etsy store that we shopped off of for the baby supplies. Wonderful. Got a free gift of, like I said, it was popcorn flavored with coconut. That's great. So this is my list of everybody in the cage. We've got Hermie, who's the adult male, Sydney, who's the junior male, Gypsum, who's a baby male. Of course, he's bigger than all the other babies. He is about an inch. Then we've got Philip, Peggy, Houdini, Boson, and Quark. So that is all their names. Now we are pretty sure some of them are males. We think that maybe Houdini may be a female. As you'll see, there are question marks, of course, next to all the babies because they are so small. I cannot see I think they're called gametophores right now, which are those 2 little black holes that are on their back that kind of tell you if they're a female or not. So I'm not 100% sure on those. So we've just put question marks. We're just assuming we put unknown for those. But we're pretty sure Gypsum's a male, Sydney's a male, Hermie's a male. We're pretty sure Peggy's a female. We're not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I saw black dots. She's so small, though, it's really hard to tell. I'm not going to lie to you on that one. Alright, so main view of the crabatat again. Want to give these fellows a shout out too. Found them on Etsy. They are the ones that made the lovely terrariums for the tank. And they do take requests, folks. So, you know, if you need sand that's safe for your crabs, if you want the cute little biscuit sand dollars and a sea star for in there, they get it done. They get it done. And you get an air plant. You get an air plant, which filters your air. I'm not so sure that they're going to like the high humidity, but with as much as I miss the cage throughout the day when I'm here, you know, which is pretty much all the time since we're on quarantine, yeah, they're fine. So, yeah, and of course, the ocean bubbler provides quite a bit of moisture, especially when they all like to go diving at night and splashing about. And, I just empty their water too in the cage. I'm like, okay, well, we've got somebody going into the freshwater pool. Who we got? One of the babies, it looks like, might be. Let's see. We got Houdini. Let's try and zoom out a little bit there. Yep, it was Houdini. So Houdini was just checking out the freshwater pool. So that's cool. But yeah, so this is the full crabatat. Like I said, 98%. We've got a better light system, basically, that's going to provide better heat. I mean, that thing puts off a killer light system. That's my great grandmother's light. It's old, so it does put off quite a bit of heat. The tank does stay at 80 degrees and 70% humidity, which I feel is pretty good. They're pretty active at that. 2 heat pads on the back, of course, one taped there and one taped behind the jute. Excuse me, guys, I have pneumonia. Talking for long times is not exactly my forte, but I did want to show this to y'all. So, yeah, great grandmother's lamp is what's basically giving light source and a little bit extra heat from the top anyways, until our setup comes from LLLC. I think it's LLL Reptile is what it's called. They're wonderful. They're the ones who sent us the babies, overnight shipping. You're going to pay an arm and a leg. It's $40. Not going to lie to you. But extra awesome customer service. I'm just going to give a shout out to LLL Reptile. Not going to lie, they did us a real solid. Basically, we said, hey, we got the babies at 10:30. They scheduled the appointment with us. They're super responsible. We talked to them several times before purchasing the crabs, during, and the day of delivery. And their customer service has just been wonderful. I assume it's been the same girl because her voice is very similar every time I talk to her. And she is just excellent. I mean, I got an invoice today that basically said that, they're going to give me all my money back for my shipping. And the custom, lighting setup that I ordered through them that has not shipped yet is going to be free also, just because my basically heat pack was unactivated when it came. So my poor little crabs were cold. But we do a method around here, and now I know this is probably not recommended, so I'm just going to give you forewarning. We use what's called the skin-to-skin method, just like you would with a child. Since they are babies, and they were shipped in the mail in the cold, what we do is, we keep water nearby with sponges. We do not mist on them. We mist around them, or give them a bath. I know that is not always recommended, but, that's the method we use. We basically just have warm, sterile water waiting for them when they arrive. Dunk them once, and then do the skin-to-skin method to get them used to us, and also to get their body heat up, so that way we make sure they survive. And then, as soon as they start activating and walking around and showing interest in things, that's when we move them to the crabatat. So everybody has been successfully, of course, moved to the crabatat, which has been wonderful. But, LLL Reptiles has been wonderful about the whole process. They refunded me my shipping. They refunded me for even product, basically, that I bought that I haven't even gotten yet. So I really have to give them a good shout out for that one. They have had excellent customer service. I know a lot of people are not fond of the idea of buying from a pet store that would ship, but they do ship overnight. They do ship very responsibly. The heater pad did heat up, believe it or not, once it got to the house. It just failed to heat during the shipping process was the issue. But no worries, guys. It was 45 degrees here today, just warm enough that the crabs were cold, but they did survive. We were so excited. And they're active, and of course you don't see them because they're off doing their thing and they're tiny, so... So that's what we got going on here with the crabatat. Basically, that kind of covers everything. Just wanted to give you guys an overview, so I hope you enjoyed. Big shout out to all the Etsy sellers that have been working with me to get me shells, to get me, materials that I needed really quickly. So that's been great. And big shout out to all the retailers that I've been working with. Nature's Gift, I got 2 crabs from there. I will tell you, I would not personally recommend using them. Thank you, Lucian. Do not do that. I would not personally recommend using Nature's Gift just because they ship you 2 crabs basically through the mail with no heater pad, and basically just tell you, hey, if it's going to be cold outside the day we ship, which you have no idea because it's coming from Washington to wherever you are, you don't know if they're going to get there to you alive. No lies. It was scary, but we used our same method. We used the skin-to-skin method, and they both survived, and they're great. But I would suggest that if you do not feel comfortable using the skin-to-skin method to warm them up, or, you know, water to warm them up, if you don't feel comfortable touching them, then definitely probably do not order from them. LL Reptiles, you will pay more, but you will get a heating pad. You have a guarantee of live arrival. They guarantee for 3 days afterwards, which is pretty crazy because most people won't even do that. Like, if your crab just drops over dead 3 days after you've gotten it. And no questions asked. I mean, you send them a picture, they make it right. So, that's kind of all the people I've been using. You see cards here from a lot of the people that I've used on Etsy for the really beautiful display pieces and everything. So yeah, that's what I've got, folks. This is Sarah signing off. Bye.